right, welcome back. Got a patrol story for you. I was on that job maybe 2 years. I was working a drunk driving watch. And when you work drunk driving watch, you make a lot of arrests between 6 and 2 in the morning. And of course, you get subpoenas. So I get a subpoena to go to court. So I go to court, and it's traffic. It's a traffic court building. It isn't traffic court. This is court for DUIs. And I'm in this room, and there's probably 25 motor officers in there waiting for their different trials. There's like 7 or 8 courtrooms, and we're just reading the paper and stuff. And I'm the only patrol officer in there. They're all motor cops, okay? Because that's what they do all day long. I'm just, but who are you? And of course, I'm young, and they taught me how to play a pinochle, which to this day I don't know how to play, but I play with them. They had a sucker. I lose a couple bucks. That's no big deal. Okay, I just learned the game. But I want to kill time. So I get a call to go to my courtroom. It's like 1:30. Go to lunch, come back 1:30. I go to the courtroom. I'm in there, and there's cops in the back, and they're having court trials, not jury trials, just the judge. And so we're sitting back there, and I'm relatively new in the department, maybe 2 years, 2.5 years, and they've been around motor officers. And these guys are, high. I told you earlier on RealCopStoryVideos.com, they picked in my area when we came through the academy. Anybody over 5'11" was preordained to be a motor officer. They wanted these huge guys to be lined up. Well, since then, they lowered their standards because you couldn't find that many tall guys. And so now anybody can be an officer within reason. I mean, you have to be able to stride the motorcycle. But anyway, so they're all motor cops. So, okay, so they're a different breed. Now, they come on the job. I almost became a motor cop, ironically. They get about 7 or 8 years in the job. Then they go to motors, and they spend the next 25 years there. Okay, they get a take-home motorcycle, nice duty. They do escort service. It's a good job if you like to ride motorcycles. That's all you do all day long. So these guys are up there in uniform. They got each hash marks 5 years. These guys have 6 hash marks, 5 hash marks. I mean, they've probably arrested thousands of drunk drivers. Okay, so I'm back there watching this. I'm the guy's testifying, and 50-minute trial by judge, guilty. Off he goes. Next motor officer gets up there. Well, I'm watching, and one of the cases came up, and the motor officer, again, we're trying to be honest. Officer's trying to be honest. He stopped a guy. He's going down the road in the valley, and he's behind a guy. And he pulls up next to the guy, and the guy looks at him, and the guy gives him the finger, gives the motor cop the finger. Okay, he looks over at the guy, and he smiles and drives off. So the motor cop pulled him over. And when he pulled him over, he observed that he'd been drinking, and he was impaired and all that stuff, blew the machine, and flunked, and so he was arrested. And this is what I'm telling you about judges and courts and attorneys, okay? He's been drinking, he flunked the field sobriety exam, he blew the machine and flunked, and they're going to question why he was stopped, okay, because that's all they have. So the officer testified. He honestly said, yeah, this is what happened. Okay. Defense attorney gets up. Did you see him weave? No. The officer's going to be honest. You can't lie here. Did you see him do anything, that would cause like lane straddle? No. Did you see him make an illegal left turn? No. You say no. So the only reason why you stopped him because he gave you the finger. That's correct. Okay. Well, can't do that. You have to have. I learned this early on. You have to have something this guy does to pull him over for DUI, okay? But that wasn't there. He just said, I did it because he gave me the finger. So the judge, any reason to drop the case, these attorneys and judges, okay? He goes, well, I ruled that the officer had no reason to stop him because he never saw objective symptoms of him weaving or anything like that. So everything else that happens after that stop is what they call fruit from the forbidden tree. In other words, you have to have something little, then you get a little bit bigger, and you pull the evidence. Well, he had nothing. All he had was the finger, okay? So the judge dismissed it. And I kind of think probably so. I mean, you got to have a reason to stop someone. You can't say, I don't like him. I have a hunch. I don't like females. I don't like blacks. I don't like whites. You can't have, that's like, no. You have to have something legal. Well, it may just be a burnout taillight or whatever. He didn't do that. So, of course, he was mad. This motor officer he'd been on the job 30 years. He was not happy. You may leave, officer. And I'm watching this. And we're back there grumbling. Like, can you believe that? We're talking. See that very often. Officer gets off the stand, walks down behind the attorneys, goes to the little doors, as you get out. He turns. Now, this is a courtroom full of people. Goes, Your Honor, and yes. Gives the judge the finger, okay? And the judge says, bailiff, take that man into custody reprimanded from custody for an obscene gesture in the courtroom. And the defense attorney of the DUI stands up and says, Your Honor, that finger means nothing. You just ruled that 10 minutes ago that finger meant nothing. You said it was just a finger. You cannot reprimand this officer for giving you a nothing. This is the defense attorney going to the aid of the officer. He just, we're all just standing there like, whoa, you know. And the city attorney is supposed to represent the officer. He just sat there because he figured that's true. Everybody just sat there, you know. Judge goes, all right, you're dismissed, officer. Get out of my courtroom. Thank you, Your Honor. He walks out. Okay, well, that's only 90% of the story. We heard, I knew a motor cop. In fact, we were partners, and he went to motor school, and I almost went, and I went another way. Good buddy of mine. I went to his retirement years later. He called me because I called him. I said, what's going on? Well, what happened was, back in the other cop stories I have, there's something called CUBO, C-U-B-O, Conduct of Becoming an Officer. And that encompasses everything that doesn't mean nothing. That encompasses things that aren't covered legally. Department policy, a little questionable, so they get you on that. And that's back to psychologically, you have to be stable, and all that stuff. So you can't punch out your neighbor for having the trash get in your driveway. There's a lot of stuff you can't do, and that's called CUBO. You can't call him names because if he complains, you're supposed to be above that. You're supposed to hold back and not do that. They want officers to be straight arrow as best they can and not get involved in that sort of thing. So that covered that. So he got a day off without pay for CUBO. You're not supposed to be flipping off judges. Nothing illegal. The judge complained though and said that this is not right, and he's right, it isn't right. And so the department came down. Of course, the judges go right to the chief. And it comes all the way down the hill. So he got a day off without pay, and Jimmy said he was at roll call when they told him. And now these are roll calls with seasoned officers. I go to roll call with the most senior guys got 5 years. Okay, these roll calls, the junior guy has 18 years on. Okay, the senior guys have 22, 32, 30. These guys are just they're MFing the judge and the courts because these are seasoned guys, man. Been around a long time. They came on the job in the 60s, for crying out loud. Okay, so anyway, so he got his down, and apparently Jimmy, my partner said, call him Jim. Sorry about that. He said that the officer could care less. He goes, I don't care. I'd do it again if I have to. I don't care. I made a point. He's right. He made a point. And when you have a defense attorney coming to your aid, pretty good. He made a point. Not good for him, but he didn't care. He didn't care. He got 6 hash marks. You think he cares? He didn't care. Okay. Anyway, that's my motor officer story. Hope you enjoyed it.